Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you part 12 in our walkthrough for Nancy Drew, The Haunting of Castle Malloy. We are in this little secret lab that used to belong to Brendan Malloy, and we are trapped inside it with Matt on the other side of that door. So the good news is that we found Matt. Bad news is that we are stuck in this hole, and the only way to get it to open is to launch this rocket. So we need to get the rocket all put together, and we need to figure out how to launch it. So if you look here, all of these little twisty ropes are stuck together, and you can follow the strands all the way to their start. You just have to be really careful, because sometimes when you look at it, it can look like it's going one way and then like totally go a different way. So you can't just follow it blindly. You do actually have to look at it very carefully. And I'll do this one as an example. So I'm following the purple one right now. Long. It just kind of helps to trace it and look at it very closely. If you could see me right now, I basically have my nose in my keyboard. Okay, so it looks like purple goes to 1. And 1 would go to... Oh. Do we know what color it goes to? Okay, well, we know that purple goes to 1. That's helpful. I'll remember that. Purple 1. We need to find something that's going to give us more information about this. I bet there's something over here. Oh, look. Rocket notes. Perfect. Have decided to confine tests to liquid propellants only. Believe they will prove more efficient than either a solid or hybrid propellant system. This means altering rocket interior, as liquids must be kept in separate tanks until ignition. Also requires separate combustion chamber. Note, test possibility of turning liquid fuels to gases prior to entering combustion chamber. May improve efficiency. Shifting of center of gravity will occur as propellants are ignited and forced out of rocket nozzle. Test varying weight loads and component placements to ensure stable flight. Alright, that's a bunch of stuff that I do not understand. I am not a rocket scientist. Okay, here we go. This tells us which colors need to match up together. So we'll follow that for the wires. Tests have concluded that only fin type 1 is successful. Okay, and we need fin type 1 for the rocket. Due to heavier liquid loads, blah, 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 physics, math. See notes in Castle Lab for results of previous tests and possible new combinations. Propellant X-29 has been installed. Test launch tomorrow. We'll also attempt secondary launch using propellant combination Y31 to be prepared later today. Launch controller to be prepped. Insert safety key to power on. Then flip first switch to check continuity. Green light indicates correct wire connection. Arm rocket with second switch before initiating countdown. Flip third switch to launch. Okay, so then we basically just flip the switches in order. Only fin 1 is successful, so we need that fin, kind of the trapezoidal one. Let's see if we can find that one over here. Is it this one? Okay, let's take this fin and then go put that down. Okay, we got fin type 1 on there. And now that we've written down all the colors, we know that purple goes with red. So 1, which was the purple line, goes to red. Okay, let's try tracing the chord for the black line here. Again, trying to be very careful so as not to accidentally get swept up in another line, which I have done many times before. Probably this way. Must focus. Winds its way over the top. Loops around. Under and over. There's really no other way to do this. Except guessing, but that's not going to work real well. You can guess when you get to the last two, I suppose. Because then you have a 50-50 chance. Oh, we were so close. And yet it continues to weave its way through. Why are these wires so messed up? Okay, 2. And black belongs with the blue one. Okay, perfect. So now let's follow the pink wire. Here we go. Looping through the spaghetti. That's exactly what it looks like. Looks like it's going under here. Who designed this puzzle? Who did this to me? This is definitely... I consider this game and the next game, Ransom of the Seven Ships, to be the most puzzle-heavy games. Which is kind of interesting that they're back-to-back to each other. You would think that maybe they would take a break from the puzzle-heavy games, but no. It's not bad if you're in the mood for some really big puzzles. It's just a lot of puzzles, so you need to be prepared. You need to be mentally prepared for the challenge. Because trust me, it is a challenge. Okay, here we go, here we go. 5, here we go. So pink goes to green. Now we could, like I said, just guess randomly for the last 2. But I kind of don't want to do that. Gray goes to yellow. Which one is gray? Let's follow it along. Yeah, now that I think about it, this game and Ransom of Seven Ships actually have a lot of similarities, but I like this one better. I feel like the plot's a little bit better in this one. But that is a discussion for my review video, which I will be doing after this walkthrough. And that will be posted at the same time, so you should feel free to check that out if you are interested. Oh gosh, what is this? It's probably this way, isn't it? It looks like it's this way, and then it goes like all the way under. That's confusing. I'm assuming it's this way, and it's this one. It's just really wrapped in there. Okay, wraps around through here, under here, up, all the way down. Probably goes under here, loops up under here. Okay, 4. So gray is 4, and it goes to yellow. And then this one goes to orange. I hope. Please be correct. Because I really don't want to do that again. Okay. So now what we need is the fuel. What's this?
Did you know there was a button here that says, in case of lockdown, press to open?
What? You mean something that could open up a way to escape was right under my nose the whole time? That does it. If I get out of here on having that eye surgery, my weak stomach will just have to get over it.
In case of lockdown, press to open. How is this gonna get us out? Okay, so this is another huge puzzle. So if you look at the instructions here, final launch checklist. Required as part of level 5 procedures, checklist must be used on launch day. Launch controller, verify all arming switches are off, blah, 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 blah. Verify, prepare launch pad. Catastrophic failure procedures. Goody. Okay, if we look, before we do this puzzle, at the elements here, the periodic table of elements, we have this warning: incompatible chemicals, never combine chemicals from these different chemical groups. So we have category 1, category 2, category 3, and category 4. And this tells us how to sort all of the different chemicals that we have in this puzzle here. So there's only certain ones that you can move right now. But for example, phosphorus, or P, is in category 1. I like to use the arrow keys. It just gives me a little bit more control over moving the device. When you, if you bump into it, then you will explode things. And if you tighten it too quickly, then you will explode things. So you need to just be very gentle and just make sure that you never run into anything. You can move this all the way up and then open it up, and it will dump it out. And then pull back down and move away. Okay, hydrogen is also in category 1. So don't approach it with like a really open pincer if you can avoid it. So like this one, I think you clip it right here. Yes. And now we'll move it into category 1. This is a very time-consuming puzzle. Yeah, and that's all I have to say about it. Iodine is category 2. Sorry, I just thought I heard a knock on my door. Which would be weird, because it's like 8 o'clock at night. Huh. Weird. Maybe it was in the game. Maybe I'm imagining things. Maybe it's a mystery. Who knows? NH3 also belongs into category 1, which is good, because this is big and we need to move it. Okay, so let's get this big one open. I think we need to move it right there to clamp it. Yes, we do. Okay. This might take the whole episode, if I'm being perfectly honest. It might take longer than the whole episode, if I'm being even more honest. Okay, hydrogen, again, goes to category 1. Let's not approach it with it all the way open. Okay, just like that. We are sorting chemicals. Sorting them away. Iodine is category 2. If you mess up on this puzzle, everything explodes and you have to start over, which is a pain. Careful when you open this one up. I like to like pull back a little bit and then narrow it again, so you don't accidentally hit the mercury, because that's something I worry about. The mercury is category 3, which is way up there, so we can't do anything about the mercury yet. Can we do anything about the water? That's category 2. That's going to be kind of hard to get in there. What about the hydrogen? I think if we're really careful, we can get this hydrogen into the category 1 box. Just got to be careful. There we go. What about bromine? Is that category 1? No, that's category 3. And the ammonia is category 1. If we can approach this very carefully, then we can bring the ammonia down. Look at us go. Chemists, physicists. Nancy is a jack of all trades. She can do a little bit of everything. See, I worry about the water. The iodine is category 2, so we could take care of that if we make this smaller and very carefully inch past the mercury. Okay, category 2, right? Yes, category 2. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, don't hit anything. I am not convinced that this is safe. Let's take this hydrogen and move this to category 1, right? Yep. It's always good to double check. It's easy to get a little too confident with this puzzle and then make a big mistake and have everything explode. And you don't have to clear away the whole thing, you just have to clear away a path to the key. That's kind of a trick as well, thankfully. That bromine has to go to category 3, but that is definitely in the way. What about the fluorine? Fluorine is also category 3. That's not helpful. Phosphorus? Phosphorus is category 1. Can we get the phosphorus without blowing up the mercury? No, because we have to move to this side. I think we have to do the water. But I don't know how we do the water without blowing up everything else. Very carefully is my guess. Okay, let's try the water. Like this. I always second guess myself on this puzzle because I've blown up in it so many times. Okay. If I move to the side, can I open it? Yeah, you can't open it, so you need to move to the side one. Oh! Jeez. Well, you blew up. Good news, chemical burns aren't painful. Oops, I thought you were a superhero. Never mind. You've made a fatal error. Yes, I would like to try again. Oh, man. Okay, so we can't do the water now. We can't do the bromine now either, though. What on earth are we supposed to do? Bromine is category 3. Phosphorus is category 1. But we can't get the phosphorus. Because if we do, we'll hit the mercury. I don't want to hit mercury. Mercury is not healthy. I don't understand. Did I write this down wrong? Mercury is definitely category 3. And you can't just plop them down wherever you want. Can I move the fluorine all the way up there? Maybe I can. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Oh yeah, I guess I can. I just need to be really careful about how big this is when I retract. There we go. Okay. Can mercury fit in there now? Because this mercury is being a huge pain. I feel like that's just barely gonna fit. Whee! I don't trust this. I'm shrinking back down. Yay! Okay, that's good. Now we can get rid of the water, which goes in category 2. Like that, I believe. And then move it over. This is riveting entertainment. I am sure of it. This is probably so much fun to watch. Me moving this little pincer thing around and putting chemicals into boxes. It's just riveting. Phosphorus is what category again? Category 1. Okay. What about bromine? What is bromine? That's category 3. Yeah, we need to clear out this space so that the bromine can fit. Oh, jeepers! Every time it explodes, it frightens me. The smoke you created when you spilled those chemicals was a very pretty color. The bad news, the toxic fumes you created weren't quite as pleasant. Gee, you think? See, every time. I think it's because this puzzle frustrates me so much that I get very frustrated with it very quickly and therefore make mistakes. I think that's what happens. What angle is it supposed to be at? It's supposed to be at that one, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so. Isn't that what I did? Probably not. Category 1. And we'll drop the phosphorus off. What about the radon? That's category 3. Okay, we'll go get some radon. Okay, very carefully. Very gently, apparently. That goes in category 3. Make it smaller again so you don't accidentally hit anything on the way out. Okay, I don't know about this. Is the bromine gonna make it? It kind of has to, because that's my only other option. Okay, bromine. You need to go up to category... Oh, wait. No, category 3. For some reason, I thought it was category 1 for a second. But that would be incorrect. Can I move to the side? Yeah, it moves half. Okay. Very gently. Move over 1. Please don't blow up. Okay. What about this phosphorus? That is category 1. I just want to get a straight path to the key. I don't want to have to do this more than I need to. Category 1. phosphorus. We have a fairly straight path to all of the categories now, which is, I think, kind of the main thing we need to accomplish. LOX, liquid oxygen. That is category 2. Okay. Very gently, we will move up and bring you to category 2. And we'll get that smaller again. See, I feel like we're not going to be able to fit the bromine until I get these out of the way. Okay, potassium, where do you go? Potassium is category 1. Potassium with its weird K for a chemical symbol. I'm guessing that goes back to when it was first named. It probably actually did have something to do with a K. Mercury goes somewhere. Where do you go, Mercury? You go to category 3. So we'll move you very carefully past the iodine here. What about the iodine? Where's the iodine go? That goes to category 2. I'm just going to get it out of the way because I don't trust it. This puzzle is so tedious. Hopefully this is helping somebody because this is woofed. Can I get to the bromine without hitting the potassium? See, I don't think I can. You basically have to do this whole puzzle, which is just unfair. I should just be able to get to the key without doing any extra work. But no. Nancy had to be the one to find Matt because nobody else could contribute to the daunting task of finding a missing person in the wilds of Ireland in the middle of the night. I would also like to point out that Nancy has solved this mystery in the course of 1 day. Like, what? How impressive is that? First of all, it's unrealistic. My favorite games are always the ones where Nancy does not solve the mystery in 1 day, but rather where she can set time and like change it throughout the day. Like, for example, in Curse of Blackmore Manor, she can set her clock, or Treasure in the Royal Tower, she can set her clock. Those are my favorite games because they feel just a lot more real, and the mystery feels a lot more plausible. Solving a mystery in 1 night just is not a thing that you can do. Sorry, it's just not. Unless it's a really easy mystery, like where are my car keys? Okay. We're getting close here. Okay, let's move the chlorine. Where do you go, chlorine? In a pool. That's where you go. Category 2. Boop. In you go. Potassium. Only moving you so I can get to the bromine. Where does the potassium go? Potassium is category 1. It's like the claw games, but less exciting. Bromine, finally got it. Okay, where does the bromine go? Where does it go? Category 3. Okay, now, can we get rid of hydrogen? We're still going to need to get rid of that chlorine because there's no way we can open up the thingy enough to get the key otherwise. That's so annoying. Okay, so we'll move the fluorine. So basically you have to get every single chemical except the radon and the water to the left. That's a little bit ridiculous. That seems a little bit excessive. Okay, fluorine. There we go. Let's get the hydrogen out of the way. Bloop. Hydrogen is category 1, way down here. We can do this, guys. We're so close. And okay, and now just the chlorine. Chlorine and then key. And then we're much closer to solving this mystery. Chlorine goes where? Chlorine is category 2. Here goes category 2. Okay, finally. Finally. Okay, let's get this key. Zoop. Hello, key. Oh my gosh, finally. We got the key. That was ridiculous. All right, fellow detectives, I am going to leave this part right here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon.